Hello everybody, this is Knoxef, and today I'm going to be going over every tool, weapon, and item that can be enchanted, and what the best enchantments are for that item. So, I have all these chests prepared, and all of them have the perfect enchantments on all of these tools. So, I'll be going down the line like this, and let's get started. So the first most obvious tool that we're going to be going over is the sword. It's a very common weapon, probably one of the most common tools used in Minecraft. So, I have two perfect enchantments. You kind of have a choice. There's this netherite sword and this netherite sword. As you can see, one of them has a lot more enchantments. And so these enchantments I deem are necessary for the perfect tool. Those are being sharpness 5, looting 3, mending, sleeping edge 3, and unbreaking. Both swords have these and I deem those necessary. What I think are optional are fire aspect 2 and knockback 2. So really, if you want them, you can have them, but I don't deem them necessary, and it won't necessarily take away from the sword, but I think that if you enjoy those enchantments, then you should use them. Next up are the bow and arrow. So, there's Flame, Infinity, Power 5, Punch 2, Unbreaking 3, and the second one is Flame, Infinity, Power 4, and Unbreaking. Both of these have Infinity, but as you can see, you can have a choice between Infinity and Mending. So you can always switch out this Infinity for Mending, and that fits for both of these two bows. I just use Infinity for an example. These could be Mending bows instead. And so the difference between these ones is this one doesn't have Punch, and this one does. So if you like having Punch on your bow, then you can enchant this bow. But if you don't like Punch, then you can have this one. So, this is this is a pickaxe, and one of the only tools that I deem you should have both of the perfect enchantments. One of this is Efficiency 5, Silk Touch, Mending, Unbreaking 3. The other one is Efficiency 5, Fortune 3, Mending, and Unbreaking 3. The difference between the two is one has Silk Touch, one has Fortune 3. Silk Touch is the one that I personally use quite often, but then I also have Fortune 3 whenever I'm mining ores, or I do not want to have Silk Touch applied. I always carry both of these pickaxes around, and I recommend that you do so too. Next up is the shovel, and I only have one shovel. Silk Touch, Efficiency 5, Mending, and Breaking. Of course, you can replace Silk Touch with Fortune 3, but that makes gathering gravel impossible, and you lose out of all the benefits of Silk Touch. I do not recommend using Fortune 3, and I do recommend using Silk Touch. Next up is the axe, and once again I only have one axe. That is Sharpness 5, Efficiency 5, Silk Touch, Mending, and Unbreaking 3. If you're never going to be doing combat, I don't recommend using Sharpness 5, but I decided to add that there because it is the perfect axe, and it does mix with Efficiency 5. Also, same thing with the shovel, you can either use Silk Touch or Fortune 3, although I highly recommend having Silk Touch rather than Fortune 3. Next up is the hoe, one of the newer tools that have a better use. Because before you could only use them to hoe the ground, but now you can use them to mine blocks faster. So I am going to now include them. Once again, there's only one, that being Silk Touch, Efficiency 5, Mending, and Unbreaking 3. You can have Fortune 3 or Silk Touch on your hoe. I don't know how it changes. I think it might increase crop yield, so really it's your choice. You can have either. Next up, we are getting into armor, and armor is where it gets a little bit more complicated. There are lots and lots of helmet and shoe enchantments, and they're a bit less so of the chestplate and pants, but we'll get into that later. Right now, we're going to go over the netherite helmet ones. The best enchantments for that are Protection 4, Aqua Affinity, Respiration 3, Thorns 3, Mending, and Unbreaking 3. You can have projectile protection, blast protection, or fire protection if you want, although I do not recommend having those. So, chestplate is Protection 4, Mending 3, Unbreaking 3, and Thorns 3, and is identical with the pants. Next up is the boots. So, they are Protection 4, Mending, Unbreaking 3, Thorns 3, Feather Falling 4, Depth Strider, Soul Speed 3. All of these. That's a lot of books. Also, over here, you can choose to have Frostwalker too. I do not recommend it, although it is up to you. So that is it for armor and the first row. So let's move on to crossbows, the most complex enchantment list that I have. So hopefully I can get this across clearly to you. So, for example, this is my example crossbow. It is flame, infinity, power 4, punch 2, unbreaking 3, and multi-shot. So, you can choose whether you want piercing 4, which is here, so multi-shot or piercing 4. These do not stack, and so you have to choose between multi-shot, which shoots 3 arrows for the price of 1, or piercing 4, which can pierce through enemies. You need to choose between those two. But that's not the only choice you need to make. There's also the choice between infinity and mending. You can use either infinity or you can use mending on this bow. For the example, I use infinity, although really it's up to you. And then finally, there's also punch 2. You can choose whether or not you want to have a punch 2 bow or not. So, sorry, crossbow. So as you can see, the crossbow, there are lots and lots of good, very respectable, perfect crossbows in this game, and so really this one is a lot more your opinion than anything else. So moving on to the Trident, another weapon. So there are two Tridents. There's Riptide 3, Impaling 5, Mending, and Unbreaking 3. Then the other one is Channeling, Impaling 5, Loyalty 3, Mending, and Unbreaking 3. This one you can use to propel yourself in water, and this one you can throw. They're both quite good in their own sense, but are used for completely different things. This one is Riptide, this one has Channeling and Loyalty. Next up is the Fishing Rod. So, there's only one Fishing Rod, and that is Luck of the Sea 3, Lure 3, Mending, and Unbreaking. The rest are all quite simple. They all have Mending and Unbreaking. Mending and Unbreaking Flint Steel, Mending and Unbreaking Shears, Mending and Unbreaking Shield, Mending and Unbreaking Elytra, and Mending and Unbreaking Cat on a Stick, and Mending and Unbreaking Warped Fungus on the Stick. So, that is a perfect enchantment for all. This is every single item you can enchant in the game, and they're perfect enchantments. You can always refer back to this video if you need, and if you have all of these, all netherite and fully enchanted, you will be unstoppable. Thank you all for watching, and I'm getting close to 100 subscribers, so if you enjoy this content, please remember to subscribe, as it helps me out a lot, and I'm really looking forward to getting to that milestone. Anyways, if you found this helpful, please like, give a comment, and give feedback. Anyways, this has been Knoxef, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!